Hello there, and welcome to Gaming Takes Ages. I am Teal.
That is so true, man. So true. And if I was to speak my truth, I think I would say I'm Emil. That's
That's
my truth, so to speak.
oh,
That's just
thank you for sharing
the
that.
way I see things.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. It's really important that we can all indeed speak our truth, and thank you so much, and thank you for
You're
watching.
welcome.
See you next week.
Da-da-da.
Imagine, great ends. Thank you, everyone. How you doing?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm
you.
gonna be honest with you, Teal. This is gonna be a rough one. Um, it's I've been very tired. It's
Mm,
been very humid.
mm-hmm.
And I've had very hay fever.
Oh.
And to add to things, I had band practice earlier in the afternoon, and I do backing singing, so my throat is coarse, which is great when you're recording a podcast.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that's
we'll
fair.
see.
That's fair. I also did singing, but it wasn't for band practice, nor was it for any video or anything. I was just like, oh, Deltarune has a song. I'm gonna sing it, and it was fun. It doesn't sound great, but it was fun. So
Well, it's all right because only you heard it. You
yeah,
should just tell us it sounded great.
yeah, it was amazing.
My
Genuinely,
singing didn't
yeah,
sound great either.
I'm sure it did. I the
It's all
one.
right. If you're the backing singer, you can get away with it, but especially if you're also playing an instrument.
Fair enough. The one thing I will say for myself is I have a killer vibrato, but
Mm.
otherwise that's it. I am not good with being on key all the time,
Mm.
and I've not had any kind of training in any capacity, so like I just don't know notes. But that's
There's
fine.
a A,
Uh-huh.
there's a B. I've also heard there's an F.
Cool. Good, good.
Yeah.
It's the like do la re mi or whatever. I
Do,
genuinely
do re mi. Do la
I
re mi.
see exactly.
Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, exactly. I literally never was taught
Don't
it.
you know it
It's
from Final Fantasy VII?
oh,
Okay. A little bit
like
what you have to play the piano and it's like do re mi.
yeah. Well, it's none. It is. I'm sure people have told me in the past. It's never sunk
It
in not
is
once.
do re mi fa sol la ti and then do again. I think.
Right. Yes. And yet
There's also
I
a
will
nice
forget that.
song from Sound of Music that will teach you
Yes. I
the whole thing.
again. That's a fun fact. So I had
It
not
better be
seen
fun,
that.
Teal. If
It
it's not, if
is.
I don't feel like I'm going down a slide, I'm going to
I
be very disappointed.
I had not seen that until not this Christmas, the Christmas prior. But I
To
did
recall it
not.
being on TV.
But it was on TV, but I saw it the night before because the youth theatre that I used to be at was actually performing it, and I was over in
Ah,
Jersey at the time. So I saw that. I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! Why have I not heard these songs? Why have I not seen this film and this play and this? Yeah, it's awesome." And then the next day, it was just like, "Oh, by the way, it's on BBC." It's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. Let's compare. This is great." So yeah, that was a nice treat.
I've never actually watched it the whole way through.
It's good. Can recommend. I honestly I preferred the play version because I did know some of the people, so it was quite
Yeah, that
personal
does
for me.
help.
But it was just really cool. And they were also like the fact that some of the cast were much like the film, really young, but they were really powerful. Because unlike the film, they were in a theatre, so they had to perform to seats so far back and they nailed it. It was
Hmm.
awesome. So yeah, it was great. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah, this is Gaming Takes Ages, the podcast where we talk about uh, the sound of music, other
Yeah,
musicals, and various theatre
you're right.
reviews.
What have you played recently?
I've actually played nothing,
Sweet. I've played
but
Deltarune and the Switch too.
I feel very much like I've played Mario Kart World, because I have watched so much of it.
Sweet. Yeah,
I've
it's fun.
secondhand played it.
It is a very fun game. I
Mm.
really enjoyed that. I say really enjoyed. I'm still playing it. I'm enjoying it, and I will keep
Mm.
playing it for some time, I'm sure. I am having the true Mario Kart experience, particularly today, where I played for about 2 hours, and all but I
Suffered.
think 4 races, I was in the bottom five
Mm.
consistently because right at the end, blue shell, lightning down a pit, something, 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 like just constantly. There were a couple of races, sure, where I made mistakes, but generally speaking, just horrible, horrible luck.
Mm.
The likes of which I hadn't seen before, so I was just like, with each passing race, I felt my soul shrinking, and it was just a depressing play session. But the game is still fun, so I can't complain too much. As for Deltarune, it's chapters 3 and 4, and they confirmed at the end of chapter 4 that chapter 5 will be, assuming no delays occur, next year. So that's very exciting. They are presumably going to be doing a chapter a year from now on, which it is impressive
But
because, like,
it's not finished then.
no, it's going to be seven
I
chapters in
thought
length.
right. I thought that was like it. I thought it was all out now.
No, it's like I can't remember the exact words, but it's like you've reached the end of the halfway point. It's just like, yeah, awesome, thank you. No, it's an awesome game. It's very intense, and there's so many questions, a lot of which has sort of been, in theory, pieced together by the community, like
Mm.
certain things. But there's also a lot that the community could be wrong about, and there's also a lot of mysteries that we still don't fully know, and for what reason and what's going on. There's just loads of really cool stuff. But
Is
it's understandable that it's taken this long, and it's understandable that each chapter will take a year because each chapter is
mm-hmm.
easily 6+ hours, and there's so much stuff that you can miss, and there's like loads of little optional things, and I don't actually. So there's a thing in chapter 2 where you take control of a different character and they join you briefly, and well, you don't take control. They join your party briefly and they can engage in combat, and you can ensure that they are the sole attacker, so they can kill everything and do like a sort of semi-genocide route. And when you do that, you enter what's referred to as Snowgrave, the Snowgrave route, which is essentially genocide, but specifically this character was done wrong, kind of deal. Um, and apparently there are differences if you engage in that and create the Snowgrave side path. Because chapter 2 does have noticeable differences when you do that, but apparently things do change here and there in chapter 3 and 4, and will probably continue beyond in the future. So yeah, I can see why it's taken a long time to make. It's a lot of stuff, but it was really fun. I essentially streamed chapter 3 as soon as it went live, and the stream did really well. It's near like 50,000 views right now, and I had 300 people there at any given time, so it was really cool. And there's a character called Mr. Ant Tenor, who is
A
basic
singer?
a big TV.
Oh,
Uh,
not tenor like a
yeah,
singer.
and antenna, Ant Tenor.
Oh,
Um,
actually, yeah, but I'm saying
yes,
Tenor.
yeah. Well, it is, but no, they're not a singer, but they are a
Oh,
like
okay.
a TV host kind of
Mm.
personality. And they were in chapter 3. They're in it. They have a multitude of emotions. A lot of it is very like shouty and aggressive. Like and big and bolsterous and bold and just a mixture of everything as the chapter progresses. And it's just like, okay, this voice is gonna kill me.
Mm.
And not to toot my own horn, I absolutely nailed it. Like, and I as I was doing, I like, I know I'm nailing this. I know I'm
Mhm.
doing a very good job with this voice. And like people actually were very kind to say as much after the fact. But it was just one of those where, as it went on, I was just like, oh, I'm getting big. I'm gonna have to be bigger because like a lot of the text is just all caps and is like with this hint and this like this inclination. It's just like, oh my god, like this is this.
Mhm.
They were there for about 1 to 2 hours of just text throughout the chapter. Just like, okay, that's a lot. So
Mm.
yeah, that kind of thing. That kind of thing can be painful, but it was fun. I made sure I bought ice cream. I was like, I know there's gonna be something that's gonna hurt my throat. Prepare, get yourself ready for it, and sure enough, that was it. So it was good times. But Yeah, because chapter 4, every chapter set in a very different place. I was just like, okay, cool. They're not going to be there in chapter 3, in chapter 4. So it's like, probably. So it's like, okay, cool. That won't destroy me. And then like a character that like has a rough sort of voice shows up. Not for long, but I was just like, please don't be here long, please, please
Mm,
go away. But it was all good. It was fun. Anyway,
mm. I've got to say, like hearing like genocide run hits a lot more different than in Undertale 1. Like the connotations of that
yes,
word now. I
yeah.
mean, I know it's just been going on for a long time, but like, is the community still like calling it that?
In Undertale,
Because
I've
I know
no
it's
idea.
not technically in the game.
Yeah,
They don't really say
for Undertale, I've
the
no
thing.
idea. For Deltarune, it's Snowgrave. It is different.
Mm, yeah,
So I don't know. I have no idea. Um,
yeah, it's so weird
hmm.
how these things go. Is Deltarune an actual thing
As in real life or
in the
outside?
game? Like
Yes, there is a reason for Deltarune. I
that is
won't. I
so
won't.
lucky
I
that they
won't.
were able to make the game and it's an anagram of Undertale.
Hmm. I
And it's an actual thing. How
well,
lucky, how
I will. I
fortuitous.
will. I will. I will not say what
Like, oh, we
Deltarune is.
got this thing in the game called Deltarune. Oh, maybe we should call the game that. Wait a minute, that's an anagram of Undertale.
Yeah, no. Deltarune is actually mentioned in Undertale.
Mm,
There
is it
is, the old guy near the waterfall who owns the shop,
the
he
turtle guy?
yeah, turtle guy. He mentions the Deltarune.
Mm,
And I can't remember specifically what he says. But he it implies like, oh, there could be a future game or something, and
mm.
Deltarune is like, and so it's just so sure enough, here it is. So it's pretty
They
cool
could
that
have
it was teased so long ago.
they could have called it Nude Later, which is also my chat up line.
Sweet, looking
Nude
forward to
Later?
that. Yeah, right.
Nude Later?
Sure, yes, please.
Excellent.
Is that your offering to the ancients?
No, I have a
Oh,
different offering to the
oh,
ancients.
okay. Well, each week we like to offer something to the ancients. Who are
Wait, who
they?
are the ancients, Teal?
I don't know. I don't know who they are. We don't know what they are. We don't know what they want. You just keep offering things to them, and hopefully they'll love it. They'll
Nude Later?
love it. Yeah. Do they want a nude later? I won't play.
That's
No,
not my
the
offering.
ancients would not allow
They
it.
don't want
Oh,
it anyway.
oh
So,
no.
oh, what a shame. What's your actual offering?
You're gonna confuse them now.
No, no, no. What's your actual offering?
So a few years ago, many moons ago, uh, some friends and I, and maybe you, I can't remember, were gonna play a game online together. But we ended up waiting for ages for everyone to show up, and in that time that we were waiting, we sort of invented another game, and that game was so fun that when the other people arrived, we still carried on playing that game for a while. And I thought I would share that game with the ancients, see if they
Mm,
will allow this kind of thing. So, the
okay.
game is called Guess the Noise.
Okay. I was not there for this, I don't believe.
Okay, so Teal, how do you think you play this game, Teal?
You've blocked the webcam and you're going to make some kind of noise and I have to guess what that noise is.
Yes,
Am
you,
I,
you have, I mean, you put way more words in than necessary. The
um,
title of the game is the rules of the game.
did
Guess
I
the
guess the noise? Did
noise.
I guess the noise? Did you
Okay,
put
here we
something in front
go.
of a webcam and then you're going to play a noise and then I worked out the noise? Is that the name of the game?
Guess the noise.
Uh-huh. It almost sounds like a CD case opening and closing.
You got it. You guessed the noise.
Is it actually?
It was indeed. It was a CD case opening. The CD comes out. CD goes back in. The case closes.
I am astonished I
But you
got that
didn't
right.
guess which CD it was. So
Oh no, I lost.
don't worry.
I
There's more rounds. Guess the
okay,
noise.
awesome.
This one's a bit harder.
Could you do it again? Huh.
I can do it slower. I can't do it slower.
My first thought was like a book being like flipped through, but I don't think it is.
No,
Maybe.
you're not close.
Is it a ruler?
No, you're
No.
getting closer.
Oh, okay. Pencil sharpener.
Oh, you're getting closer with each guess.
Uh, I don't know how that gets.
So you started with book, you went to ruler, you went to pencil sharpener.
Yeah. Please do it again. I don't know what that is.
You yield.
Yeah. It's
I
not
shall
putting a
show
pen
you.
lid on, is it?
Oh, Teal, you said it too late.
I didn't. I hadn't seen.
It is. It is
Ah.
a pen lid coming off and going back on.
Ah. Sweet.
Okay.
2 for 2. All
Round
right.
3.
Nice.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Is it putting a paperclip on your desk?
No.
Could you do it again? Is it a ring?
No.
It does. It sounds metallic hitting something.
Yep, you got that correct.
Well, I can't think. It's a very light sound, so I.
I'm
Can't...
glad that the mic is picking this up.
Yeah, it's quite quiet, but I can.
It is quite quiet. Funny that.
Interesting.
It's so quiet.
Is it? No, but they're not metal. I was gonna say that game you've got where you've got the things in your hand and you got to drop them one by one. When it sounds like that.
Drop Alter. It's not that though. Shout out to that game. I love that game.
Yeah, it is a fun game. I'm terrible at it, but it is fun. But it's not that. It's metal hitting something. I don't know. I don't actually know.
Someone is talking outside. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's very.
Is it people?
See, this is why
is
you
it people
can't hear
on the
that.
street?
Because it's not quiet enough. It needs to be so quiet that you can hear a pin drop.
Oh. I mean, if I want to be really technical, you could turn a paperclip into a pin.
Nope, it is a pin.
No.
I tried to give you a hint, but you.
Oh.
One last one.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Dice.
That's your final answer?
Is it drop alt?
How many sides though, Teal? Come on.
It's either gonna be 6 or like a D&D 20 or something. I don't know. It's a dice.
Have a guess. You got to guess how many sides, otherwise I'm not giving it to you.
6.
It is not 6, I'm afraid. It is a 10-sided dice.
Okay.
Which landed on 3 both times that I rolled it, so
Lovely.
That's interesting.
Great.
That's it.
That was fun.
You got 2 out of 2? 2 out of 4?
Yeah, that's right. A 100% win streak.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I mean, I got dice. It wasn't dice.
No, you don't get that one.
And I got paperclip / pin /
No, you did not get that.
It was
one.
they're basically the same thing. In terms of noise, they are very, very close. But
yeah,
fair
but
enough.
No one says it's so quiet you could hear a paperclip drop.
Yeah, because that's a really long-winded way of saying it. You pin is a much shorter thing, but you could. It's just the way of things. Well, thank you very much. I very much enjoyed that.
Yes. Hopefully, people at home did better than you.
Cool. Well, I'm sure they did. Well, if you're watching the video version of this podcast, you know that I'm in my office. This is where I am, and it looks like nothing has changed, but that's not true. Now the thing is, we don't know what the ancients are like. We don't know where they live. They could be in a house. They could be on a floating asteroid in space. They could be in a bedsit in Brighton. We don't know. So I thought maybe they want renovation. Maybe they want something to be different. And I know it doesn't look different, But that's where you're wrong, because you see, I have actually rebuilt this entire office in a random cave. Just a cave
A
way.
random. You
Yeah,
picked one at
I
random.
just picked a cave way out there. I was just thought, okay,
Wow.
that sounds like a good place. Like crazy that the internet connection is actually amazing. In fact, I'd go as far to say it sounds basically almost identical to what it was
Yeah, you've
before.
done a good job.
Yeah, but I think also the room speaks for itself. I think it looks pretty good. Like it looks pretty much the same. I've done a good edit. It was a big, really big cave, really really big, and
So
you know,
your offering to them is what?
I thought maybe they would just like to see some work. I would like they would like me to move. Maybe they don't want me in
I
the exact same space. Maybe they want me to move, but I want the comfort of this room. So I've
I thought
moved
you
it to a cave.
Teal, I thought you told me you weren't out of ideas.
I'm not out of ideas. How dare you? Maybe this is what they want.
No, the
Oh,
ancients would not allow it.
Well, that is a shame, isn't it? What do you mean that's not what you want? That's devastating. I moved to a cave, and for what?
oh no.
For what? What
I
was the
know.
point? What was
Well,
the point?
it's a perfectly decent cave by the sounds of things.
It was really good. It's a really good cave, but whatever. Apparently that's not good enough.
You're not allowed to live in
No.
a cave.
Well, I will be for at least
Well, you know
the
what? Maybe
next
they did
hour.
like the cave, but my
Yeah.
Guess the Noise game was a problem for them.
Nah, I mean they would say one, I think. I think they'd say one of them was
Yeah.
good.
No, the ancients would not allow one of those things.
No. No, the ancients thought one was pretty good. Try again with one of the two next week.
Yeah.
But well, fair enough. Well, I gave it my all. Thank you for immediately shitting on my cave thing. That's fine. That's all good. The Legend of Dragoon released
Huh?
exactly
Oh,
25
right.
years ago.
Games.
Yeah, it's exactly 25 years ago. The Legend of Dragoon, June 13th on the PS1. Well, that's true for America. It actually released in December of 1999 in Japan. It took a lot longer to get to Europe. That released in January of 2001. So it's
So
very
we'll get to that later.
no, we're doing it now. But yeah, it's set in a high fantasy fictional world called Endinus. The game follows a group of warriors led by
End anus. What's it called?
Endinus.
Okay, not end anus.
No,
They
no.
maybe it was that at one point, and they're like,
Perhaps.
"Oh, we better change that."
That is the Japanese translation. They were like, that means something very different here. Yeah, no. But yeah, no, it's a game follows a group of warriors led by the protagonist Dart as they attempt to stop the destruction of the world. Heavily inspired by Final Fantasy. It's the kind of iconic turn-based RPG you can expect of the era, you know. So like this when you're traversing the world, it's a static screen image, you know, like it's you know it's bigger than just the screen, so like the camera does pan, but you know it's a single image and you're traversing on that map kind of thing. Much like Final Fantasy 7 and I presume 8 and 9, but I've not actually played those, so I don't know. But yeah, it's cool. It's also like
What, as in like is it pre-rendered? Like pre-rendered background?
Yeah, so like the background is pre-rendered, it's drawn, and
Interesting.
you explore it again, like very much like Final Fantasy 7. If you know what Final Fantasy 7 looks like, you know
Yes.
exactly what this looks like. Though I'd argue this looks, for lack of a better word, dirtier. Like not in a negative way, just like it's a
Dirtier.
it's a grittier, darker world, sort of like it just something about it looks, I guess, like muted. I don't know. So it just looks darker than Final Fantasy 7 does. But it's a very pretty world. And it has button prompt
Grittier
attacks.
but prettier.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pre-grittier, pre-grit. But yeah, it has button prompt attacks, so you can attack once, and then if you time it right, you actually attack twice. Kind of thing. You've also got button mashing for certain attacks, so very fun.
You know how I love button
yeah,
mashing.
it's you deal more damage. It's not always a bad thing. Not for everyone. maybe not for you. I haven't played too much of it. Much like a lot of the games in this series, I either play a little or look up a lot about the game. But I do like what I played. My biggest criticism is probably down to the battles taking ages. Like, you know how Final Fantasy VII, it's got like the screen wipe and then it goes to the battle and it's like pretty instant. Yeah. Well, it does that, but it's like, and it takes ages. And then when you get into the battle, it's like, okay, enemy, character. Now you can go. Just like, oh, this takes like 20 to 30 seconds to get to anything.
It looks cool as heck, though.
I mean, it does. It does look good. It takes a while, and it
takes ages.
It does indeed. But much like Final Fantasy, it's, you just roam the world and enemies show up, so it can take a while. It did certainly explain why when I looked up how long a speedrun was, it's barely less than 10 hours. That made sense. That made sense immediately. That is glitchless, to be clear. That is a glitchless thing. But I was still just like, okay, that was surprising that it's 10 hours long. But I love how it looks. As I say, I think the graphical style is really cool. It's, like Final Fantasy. It's fun. Can't really go wrong there. Likewise, the soundtrack is great, following in the footsteps of other great RPGs. And I always assumed it was beloved by everyone. Oh, but I was wrong. A lot of people hate this game.
A lot? Okay.
Yeah, and I can see why. The transition of between battles, it's long. It can be quite annoying. And I haven't been able to play enough to be like, oh yeah, this is a problem. But I did also read that there's a collectible or something that's really obscure to get. And it's like, you need this to proceed. And it's not obvious that you can get it this way. Like, a random person is just holding it at some point. It's like, oh, that's never fun. There are many games that do that, and it sucks in every single one of them. So, it's not good. But it has a 74% from critics and an 8.4 user score. So it is still loved. But there are the people who hate it really hate it, kind of thing. And I don't know how much of that is like because it's an iconic game, fighting against the crowd, like, oh, I want to make my negative opinion heard in the greatest scheme of things. But if we take a look at some user reviews, I'm not gonna say their names, but first one, this is honestly the worst effing game I've ever played. Man, Final Fantasy VII is a lot better than this. Next one, if you like poor RPGs, play this shit. Seriously, this game has a lot of problems, like low FPS, bad graphics, and outdated gameplay. If you have a mind, don't buy this game. Another one.
Of course, low FPS. Oh, man.
I don't like this game. The combat system is generic and don't responsible at all. Now, here's the thing. All of those were 0 out of 10. And all of them were on October 12th, 2019. So, even though the names are very different, maybe it's all the same person. or someone sent them to it to do.
Someone made a video.
Yeah, so it's weird. But there were some good ones. Daily Radar gave it 100. This one has it all: an innovative combat interface, a sweeping story, and some of the most gorgeous graphics seen in the PSX RPG. Quite simply, it's a must-buy for any console RPG fanatic. I did notice that like every PlayStation magazine provider gave it 95 to 100. Like there were 4 of them. So yeah, okay. I don't know how much of that is genuine opinion versus this is ours. We gotta be giving it praise. CNET Game Center said, when all is said and done, The Legend of Dragoon is your typical one-night stand. It's okay for a quick fix, but it's nothing that will get you emotionally involved. I love reviews of the era. The lowest was a 42 by Game Revolution. Despite the hype, Legend of Dragoon is a soulless creature. A subpar game held aloft by deceptive marketing. Don't trust it.
Okay.
And then PSX Nation 97. I feel like this was... You'll understand. I feel like this was released after the game was out, after the reviews are out, because to each his own opinion, but for this one reviewer, Legend of Dragoon is truly legendary. It feels like they were reacting to loads of negative press, because GameSpot gave it a 6.4, IGN gave it a 7. You know, the names you expect to hear from didn't give it super. It's not bad score, but it's not uber high praise. So it just sounded really funny, but it was just like, okay, you're trying to respond to this, and it's very amusing.
I'd love to like start a review channel that is just like reviews of this game, and it's just like, well, I liked it just for every poorly review.
Hey, you could do that. You could release the review. There are some channels that release the review 5 days before anyone's even got a copy, and say don't buy this game because it's real bad and stuff. So why don't you just do that? Be like,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't even have to have played it.
Yeah, I looked at 5 seconds of gameplay. I think it's a 10 out of 10 from my books. So
I liked it.
But here's the thing though. Yes, the game has problems which can put people off. Whether it actually put people off or is just negativity, whatever, is impossible to really say on a great scale. But there is a fan-made PC port called The Legend of Dragoon: Severed Chains. I didn't play that version. But
what is this that keeps happening?
What are you talking about?
Don't you do this to me?
What are you talking about?
I thought I heard something before, but it came out all choppy, and I was like, what did I just hear? But that time I definitely heard Godzilla.
What? There's
Stop
no Godzilla.
Me.
There's no Godzilla. What are you talking about? There's no Godzilla.
Oh dear.
What are you talking about?
Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on.
Sure. All right. I didn't.
Is there dinosaurs outside the cave? Did you find a random cave in time?
No.
Space?
No, nothing of the sort. What were you talking about? You've mocked my cave. Anyway, I didn't play that version. I didn't play Severed Chains. But from what I can tell, it fixes most, if not all, of the problems people have with it. The battles still have a couple of cutscenes, you know, zooming between the characters. But you actually begin the fight, much quicker. And there are less of those cutscenes. And the transition that took like 10 seconds to swipe through is a millisecond now. So it's like, oh yes, that's awesome. I think I read that it's 4K. They've upscaled the graphics to be 4K, 60 FPS. So just awesome job. I think it's still getting updated to this day. I think it released originally in 2023. But yeah, well done to everyone involved. It's definitely the best way to play the game. And yeah, it's very cool. And I honestly, I'd be down for Sony to do a remake because it is clearly a game with a lot of personality and a lot of heart, and it would be cool.
I can see on your face something is about to happen.
No, it's not. I don't know. Maybe something will happen. Maybe something won't. I don't know. It's so hard not to smile when it happened the first time. Because I know things are coming. But, I mean, maybe things will be coming. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's not the only thing that released. Tomb Raider.
Oh, goodness me.
Tomb Raider also released 7th of June on the Game Boy Color. So, initially we were going to have our friend Joe join us. And they, unfortunately, were busy. Which is why
Joe Biden.
Yes. That's why they're a huge fan of Tomb Raider. That's why I was going to include this version of Tomb Raider. Unfortunately, they couldn't join us, but yeah, they're busy. They're retired. But it's I did indeed play a bit of the game, and I was hoping. I didn't know much about it. Didn't look into it too much. I was hoping it was going to be a remake of the first game. It'd be interesting to compare the original because I love the original PS1 game. See what it was like. I was figuring, a remake of the first game, but with less in it because it's a Game Boy Color game. Maybe more primitive stuff, but no, it's a 2D game, which I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking it was going to be like top down or something. But no, 2D, it actually plays fairly well. It translates very well into 2D. It's a little more stiff than the PS1 counterpart. But it does actually, it plays well. You press select, you put out your gun, you put it back. You can jump, you can run, you can grab onto
You
ledges
can
and
dance
stuff.
if you want to. You
You
can leave
can,
your friends behind.
you can do all of those things. And if you press up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select, you do the safety dance.
Oh,
And then a scorpion kills you.
up,
So
up,
you gotta be
down,
really
down,
careful.
down, left,
Um,
left.
chew, chew, chew. So the
You
biggest,
jumped. You jumped at that one.
it's quite loud. It's it's just the neighbours. Ignore that. It's fine. The biggest problem is if it has. You mocked it. You thought it was stupid. It's still stupid, but for a different reason, you fool. The biggest problem is that it has no music. I know the PS1 game doesn't have much music either, but it alleviates that with ambience and sound effects. And this only really has sound effects when you shoot things, so it's very quiet almost all of the time. My favorite thing though is Lara basically just her face looks like an angry acorn. It's great. It's
Okay.
it's very amusing. That tickles me as soon as I started playing. It's just an acorn with legs. It's great. Um, but no, it is a cool game. I appreciate that it actually does translate well. Obviously, it's
Mm.
not going to be as smooth as the PS1 because it's the PS1, and arguably the PS1 is quite stiff because that's tank controls and that's the era. But it's cool. It's very very cool. I
This
appreciate that
sort
it
of
actually
leads
got
on
made.
to an interesting topic of like a lot of these PlayStation titles ended up on the Game Boy,
Yeah,
which is
not just PlayStation.
interesting.
SNES, a lot of them came to Game Boy Advance.
Well, yeah, but those are both Nintendo.
Sure, sure.
Whereas, like, this is like you wouldn't have found it on Nintendo 64.
Yeah, well, I
And
guess
like, you know, Crash and
Sony.
Spyro.
Yeah, but Sony didn't own them. They didn't own the rights to them, so I guess it's free reign. Whoever owns it can do whatever they want with them.
For portable or for what though?
What do you mean?
Well, what there was no Tomb Raider game on
Uh,
N64.
no, but there was on GameCube. Uh,
Ah,
yeah, like the PS2 era of Tomb Raider games ends up coming to GameCube and Xbox, because Sony never owned them. They probably had like a licensing thing during the PS1 era, like put our game here, only here, and it lasted as long as the contract lasted. But after that, the technology moved on. A lot of the reason why games didn't come to N64 as well as PS1 typically is because they were very different consoles to develop for.
mm-hmm.
One's disc, one's cartridge, and that's yeah, it's a very different thing. It's very difficult.
It's like the same with. I always found it odd that there was Crash games on GameCube because Crash, I mean, now it's not the same because
Yeah.
it's like it is kind of free reign a lot of the.
Mm.
Well, not so much with Nintendo, but you know, it was odd to me that PlayStation's mascot was on a Nintendo handheld console.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, it's fun. There's as I say, there's a lot of games that did it, and I guess it also sort of also started before then, like looking through the history of Disney games. There's so many different types of PC that a certain game would release for all of them. And they all are very different from each other because they have different like software and hardware, and they produce games very differently, and as a result the music will sound different or the gameplay will be totally different, or it's just very interesting to look at the history of all of them because yeah, it's just fascinating. There are so many differences throughout the history of games, and yeah, again, I guess it also carried on. Like it is a different scenario where it's not a PS1 franchise, mascot franchise. I'm always gonna get started. It's not a PS1 franchise mascot that goes to later console, but like movie tie-in games was like, okay, here's a PS2 version and here's a portable version. They're very different. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. But Yeah, there you go. That's the games that were released 25 years ago. Fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gee golly, wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry that my neighbours are really loud. It's the same with yours, though, to be fair. Like, people...
That is true.
It's whatever.
Ruining my pin drop bit.
Yeah. I guess I got a little quiz for you.
A little quizzy.
Quiz. There's 5 songs from The Legend of Dragoon. 3 of them are from the game. 2 of them are from Kingdom Hearts. Which ones are Kingdom Hearts? Twilight of Rose, Night of Fate, At Dusk I Will Think of You, Echo of the Flame, If You Still Believe.
And how many of them are
2 of them are Kingdom
each?
Hearts.
I feel like the second one is Kingdom Hearts. I almost said Kingdom of Hearts then, which is like really probably gonna annoy people. But I think
I don't
it's
care.
because it was called something of something. What was it? What's the second one?
Night of Fate.
Yeah, Night of Fate.
I
I
will
think
say,
that one.
You said something of something. I will say the first one was Twilight of Rose. So
I don't think it's that one.
okay.
Then what's the rest?
So At Dusk I Will Think of You, Echo of the Flame, If You Still Believe.
What was the Kingdom Hearts one?
I'm not saying.
If you still believe, maybe it's Kingdom. I really don't know. I'm gonna go with those 2 being Kingdom Hearts and the rest being.
You were correct with Night of Fate.
Yes.
And the other one was At Dusk I Will Think of You.
Okay, that was the other one I might have gone for.
Yeah, but I just thought it'd be fun to incorporate another RPG.
Yeah.
They both.
I didn't. They could have been.
Yes, I could have said
whatever.
I made them up, but that's not true. I will not lie. Also, people would know.
Do you know the context of these songs in the soundtrack?
No, I know.
No.
If You Still Believe is the credits theme.
Interesting.
I believe.
Okay.
I think. If you still believe,
If you
I
still believe?
Yes, if you still believe, and I do believe, it is the credits theme. I think. But yes, I have listened to it. I just think that's its name, but it is very good. It is a vocal song. It's lovely.
Do you rate it as a soundtrack?
I haven't listened to the whole thing, but yeah, I quite liked it. What I've heard. Yeah, can recommend. And actually, we talked about soundtracks last time. I sent you some Crash Bandicoot to Alpha Cortex because you were like, "Oh, isn't that the soundtrack that's basically just the bonus theme over and over?" I was like, "No, I can't let this stand. I have to send." Did you listen to any of them?
I actually forgot. You sent them to me at a bad time.
Great. Okay. Well, curse you. What I didn't know is that the people who composed that soundtrack also composed the Toy Story 2 soundtrack on PS1, which is a fantastic soundtrack. So that's pretty fun. Super good fact for you. But it's Thesaurus time.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Who's going first?
It's up to you, Teal.
Oh, I'll go first.
Okay.
The expired concluding ordeals. I will help you out. Expired concluding is one word.
Okay. The expired concluding ordeals.
Also, it has not changed.
Yeah, it's hard to change the to something else.
I like you can have the. I don't know how much it will help or not.
Say it again, the expired.
The expired concluding ordeals.
Concluding ordeals. So something is expired. It is used, done. That's what it is. Okay.
What is it?
It's Kanaran.
Oh,
for some reason.
That's right. That's the cave I built it in. Right. Did I not mention that?
No, you shouldn't have done that.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I thought it would be a nice room. I'm sorry for the neighbors are so loud. It's unfortunate. But yeah, it's fine. I'm pretty safe in here. Doors open, but I'm pretty safe. Yeah.
It's weird that that's the first one that's had talking.
Yeah, I guess for context, the Kanarans have screeches throughout the episode, throughout the level. I guess
Yes.
for more context, Rayman 3, there's a level called the Desert of the Kanarans, and
Yeah, which
it's
is
awesome.
yeah. I mean,
It's
Rayman 3 is a game that we'll eventually talk about, but not for a long time, I
no,
don't think.
like 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's stealth horror platform level, and I don't know if their initial intention was to be the most terrifying thing for an 8-year-old to play, but that's what they created. Like, actually, I wasn't 8; I was like 12 at the time, but still, it's genuinely terrifying. It's a awful level. It's awful in terms of it emotionally breaks you. Um, but yeah, no, I've had this idea of an offering for a very long time. It's one of the first ones I had. I was just waiting for a time to use it. I didn't want to do it day one. I just thought it was silly. Um. Anyway, our thoughts may get distracted by random Kanaran sounds as this goes on. I'm not turning it off.
Can you say your prompt again?
I can. The expired concluding ordeals.
Expired concluding ordeals. Does something ending trials or something?
Again,
Ordeals.
expired concluding is one word. It's two words
Yeah, but
combined
something
into
like never ending, but never doesn't seem like expired. Expired. Yeah, I think I'm getting worse at these each time, or maybe
Yeah,
you're
no,
just making them harder.
This one is hard.
Can I
Arguably.
have like one of the hints? What,
Sure. What would you like to know?
I'd like to know what console.
Modern consoles
Hmm,
and PC.
that's not what I wanted to hear.
I think if you're
What-
stumped, I'll give you genre, but I'll only give you genre if you're stumped, and you might be able to like veto it because genre would probably help you a lot.
Ordeals. So like problems, issues. Ordeal.
Ordeal is not what you want to focus on. And you said
Expired.
you said I was running out of ideas. What's wrong with you? Have faith in the process, Emil. Have faith in what's going on up here. It's deranged and it's stupid, but it knows what it's doing.
Yeah, but the agents have already disallowed all of this.
But maybe they love it now.
Well, you're gonna have to ask them next time. Did you like the last one I did?
Yeah, I can't ask them now. It will turn off the current audio thing I've got.
Expired enduring. Is that what it is?
Expired concluding.
Concluding. The expired concluding. I think it must be something ending. Or something done? Oh no. Well, like, done can mean expired and concluding. This is like the done something?
Oh, I would love it if it was done, but it's sadly not.
Or something over? Concluding isn't over yet. Concluding really is end. It's not closing. Or you could have concluding like the verb. I'm thinking of it as an adjective. Well, no, it's the same really.
Would you like anything else?
Stopping. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Better with salt.
think last
Okay,
year.
thank you.
I think last year. That's meat better with salt is not a year, but yeah, last year I think. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before. But yes. Would you like the genre?
I think so.
Horror.
Horror. That's not good. That's not good at all.
It's a popular franchise.
What are the popular horror franchises? There's Outlast. It's not gonna be that. Oh, it could be Outlast. Is concluding. Last is concluding. Out could mean expired. What's the rest of it?
Ordeals. Maybe you
Is
said
there
ordeals
the
earlier.
Outlast I don't know Outlast well enough. Is there a game called the
Congratulations.
Outlast Trials?
Yes, there is.
Hey!
You said Outlast. It can't be Outlast. And under the desk, my hand was going. Come on, say the words. Do it. Just my hand was jittering. Like, come on, man, you have it.
Well, I didn't know that game existed, and I got
You knew
it.
about Outlast.
Yeah, I knew about
Outlast was the main thing. Trials was just like I could have just said expired concluding, to be fair, but I figured I'd add more to make it a little more challenging, I guess.
Yeah, because it really needed it.
Yeah. I will give you a point, but
Hooray! Add the applause noise, except slightly less so because I had to have a lot of hints.
How about I'll give you Kanara and Screech.
I didn't appreciate that.
Well, that's what you got. Congratulations, you got it. What's yours?
Mine is Corona Extend.
Okay. Corona must be sun. Extend. Sun length. Sun.
You got it. It's
sun long.
length.
Sun long. Could it be? So Corona is there's a beer. There's the sun. Is it actually sun or is it bright? Because no, Kingdom of Corona Entangled is the city of the sun, I think. So yeah, it must be. It must be sun. What was the second word, sorry?
Extend. Corona Extend.
Corona Extend. Yeah, unless it's not sun and it means bright or something. If it turns out there is another meaning, unless it's virus, that's what you're going for. But I mean, maybe it is. Oh, maybe that is what you're going for. You're going for pandemic. Pandemic length. It's still going on. It
Pandemic
is
legacy.
It is a big pandemic length. Is what that is. Extend. So stretch. You just. I can't think of what extend would become.
Stick bamboo under his nails.
That one is particularly awful.
Is that the name of the game?
No.
They haven't got it. You haven't got it! Right. So okay, so
I hope your actual neighbors are very confused.
no. We'll find out. No, so thing is, if it's not sun, I'm trying to think of any game with sun in it. Which
do you want me to tell you?
Fresh brain.
Oh, Emo didn't like Fresh Brain.
No.
Yeah, could you actually tell me if it's anything to do with sun?
It's not sun,
Right. Okay.
but in a way that
Star. Oh,
it's sort
star.
of is sun related,
Star.
but maybe
Star.
not in an obvious way.
Yeah, maybe it is star. Sun star. Okay. Star. Extend. Star. PK Star Storm. It's Star Wars. Wars extend. It's Star. Does a Trek extend? Is it Star Trek? You could go on a long, extensive trek. You could. So okay. Yeah. So it's not sun directly, but it's to do. So it could be shine, could be bright, could be star, could be flame, like burning. I don't know. Like. May I have a console?
You may have a console. Xbox 360.
Exclusively.
Probably not anymore.
Oh,
But
what's it called? What's it called? Sunset something. Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive?
It's not Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, but that's similar to the
It is
Sun.
similar. It is similar. I wonder if that is a valid
Because that
answer.
also released for 360, I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe it was.
Was it?
It might have
was
been
one,
Xbox
I
One.
think.
You're right. Actually,
Yeah.
it might have been one. You're right. It was. Okay, never mind. But it's close. I wonder how many of these there actually are double meanings, and we've just not realised. There must be at least one or two.
Well, yeah,
within that.
probably. It's just the nature of words. They mean a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. 360. I don't know enough about the 360. If it's 360 only, that's not great for me. Let's narrow it down. What year? How early in the life cycle?
2010.
Oh, it's late. Is it called Make Him Run?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh dear.
See, I think you haven't played this game. In fact, I'm almost certain you haven't. But I'm pretty sure you know this game.
We'll see. Yeah, 2010 is quite late. Well, actually, it's middle. Still, it's not early, so it's not. Extend. No, expand. Expand? Extend? Extend.
Corona, extend!
Are you doing? Is this a hint? Or
No, I'm just enjoying doing that. Like
okay, that's great. Yeah,
like it's a move.
It's not Naruto or something. No, I'm not sure. I mean, you got a genre. Can I have a genre, please?
You're 100% going to get it if I tell you the genre. I'll tell you that much.
Will I, though?
It's a shooter?
It's a shooter. Unfortunately, every shooter has escaped my mind, so it doesn't help.
Piece everything together, Teal. You'll have it.
And will I? Will I, though? I don't know if I will, because
you will kick yourself.
Yes, I know I will. I do every week. When we end the call, I stand up and I kick my bum. That's what I do every week. I do it. I know. Okay.
Hey, könntet ihr vielleicht aufhören, über solche Sachen zu sprechen? Vielleicht, aber meiner ist länger als deiner. Ich kann damit sogar meine Nase berühren.
So, it also has German.
Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that one. Yeah, I got the sound clips of every language. And
Okay.
I threw in a German one or two just because I thought you would appreciate that.
I mean, it cut out a bit, but I could probably translate it
Yeah.
if I could hear the whole thing.
Yeah. Fun. I was waiting for that. I couldn't remember where it was.
Somehow they sound friendlier in German.
They do. They do. They do. It's very funny.
Fun fact about Germany: they have a really good voice acting industry
Oh, really?
because they are adamant on dubbing everything.
Fair enough. That's cool.
So yeah.
God. I don't know. It's gonna go. Yeah, let's just.
It's a
end it.
shooter. It was on the Xbox 360.
I mean, it's Halo
in
Reach. Halo Reach.
You
Halo
got it.
Reach.
He got it.
Halo is Corona.
So Corona is the bit around the sun. Like, have you ever seen the Star Trek episode where there's where
I
Bev?
said
There's
Star Trek earlier. Is it Star Trek?
no. There's a Star Trek episode where it's quite a good one actually. A scientist develops this technology. No, don't do that. A scientist develops the technology to fly a ship through a sun,
Okay.
basically, and everyone's discrediting this scientist. So one of the characters decides to actually prove that it works, and then they fly into the sun, and they're like, "I'm completely engulfed in the corona," and that was a meme when
Oh, I see.
when COVID first happened. But
Right.
yeah, it's
I can understand why.
so a halo and a corona
Right.
are essentially
Okay.
the same thing.
Fair
It is like
enough.
a ring of.
Fair enough. Cool. Right. Well, I'm glad I got there in the end. It took far too long.
I hope people learned something.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I thought of Halo earlier, but I was like, oh, it can't be that because that's not Corona, and I should have just said it way earlier.
Yeah,
But oh well, I did a U.
you did it, me. Yeah.
Yeah. But we like to end our show with some interaction from the viewers, if there is any, which there isn't a lot, but that's fine. We'd love for you to email in with gaming stories or questions for us to answer. But for this week, our topic, our question, what excited you from E3/Summer Game Fest? It's not E3, but it's easier to say E3. Most people still associate it as E3. It's that period of time where there's gaming news everywhere all week. So what was your favorite? I'll let you go first because I suspect we've got some crossover, and you should probably talk about the ones that you care about because I have a bigger list, I would imagine.
Okay, well, I think I might be sort of done with the Summer Games Fest. Like, I've come to the conclusion that it's just not for me. Like, there will be things in there that I like, but most of it is just not the kind of games that I'm interested in. So I think next year I'm just going to watch the highlights of that maybe. But what I think as well, the thing is like the vibes are like I just don't vibe with them. Whereas Day of the Devs and Wholesome Games, like even the games when I'm watching that I'm not that interested in, I just generally like the vibe of
It's
the
very chill.
showcase. So that said, I think a
Here's
few
10
things that
games
stuck
from
out
Jeff
for me.
Keighley's presentation. So
so a new Double Fine game is always exciting, and that was really cool because I do wonder if Double Fine used to do this thing called Amnesia Fortnight, and which is where they would take 2 weeks. They started it during the development of Brutal Legend, where basically Tim Schafer loves metal music, and he made this game all about metal music. And then he realized, like, oh, maybe not all the people working for me love metal music, and they've been sort of engulfed in this world of metal for so long. Maybe we should take 2 weeks off, and they can go and explore ideas that might be interesting to them, and they can come back, sort of fresh, so they don't get burnt out on the project. So that's where Amnesia Fortnite started. So what happens is everyone from the company who wants to like pitches a game, and then they shortlist them to a few, usually about 4, I think, and then they split the company into teams, and they take 2 weeks to make that game. So they'll be like small scale, sort of between prototypes and games, I would say. Like they are usually still things that you can just play, but obviously they don't have the polish of a full game. I mean, it's a game jam if you know what a game jam is, but it's
Yeah.
also a 2-week game jam from a company full of
Yeah.
professionals who already are familiar with working each other
Yeah.
and
A game
have a
jam
big
is usually a
database.
weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. So a few years ago, one of the so Double Fine have had like a documentary team with them for like a really long time. And they've made some really good documentaries. I really strongly advise anyone who plays games or wants to make games goes and watches them, because I think it does so much to sort of mend the broken relationship between gamers and game devs, like just to see this genuine thing. But they started doing documentaries for the Amnesia Fortnights, and those are really good. They do it like day by day, and you can follow all these projects and see how they come together. But one year, one of the people that pitched was one of the uh, documentary team. He was like the director of photography or something, and his game got picked. So he was all of a sudden now running a team at this studio that he's like loved for so long, and he's like thrown in the deep end, and it's so good to watch. And then they did another one later, and he applied for that one again, and he got picked again, which is like really cool because
Mm.
like you see him go through it the first time. Like it's obviously not a good time.
Yeah.
And he made this game called Armored Slug. Well, I say his team made this game called Armored Slug, which is like you have this big snail that you customize, and you go through this like valley, and you get attacked by these little goblins, and you have to get your snail to the other side. And a few of the Amnesia Fortnite games have been made into full games, like Costume Quest, Stacking, Iron Brigade. Oh, there's a few others, but this game really, a lot of like the visuals and just the vibes I got from the trailer, I did wonder if that was like sort of a more imagined version of this game, perhaps. Hard to tell, but we'll find out.
It's called
But
Keeper.
Keeper,
Would
yes.
you like to talk about the game itself and like what it is?
Well, it's a lighthouse with legs.
Yeah, it sure is. And thank you. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it reminds me of The Last Guardian a little bit, which
Yeah.
is the Team Eco game after Shadow of the Colossus, where you're a boy who has a big flying dog, basically,
Mm.
and you have to, help them move around the environment and the world, and it was a very divisive game. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but this seems like that.
Did you love it or did you hate it?
I liked parts of it. It does a thing in narrative that I really, really hate, and I can't say what that thing is because it spoils the game immediately.
Okay.
But it does something I really hate, and like that really threw me out of it. The gameplay wise, it's a very difficult game. It's somewhat unresponsive, but I don't know how much of that is by design, but I like to think it is by design because you can't control a flying dog.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, does anybody have any coaster?
I forgot about that one. Yeah, so it's quite difficult to control. I forgot what the dog is actually called. It does have a name. But
Is it called Trico?
it might be. Yes, maybe it is. But yeah, it's quite difficult to get them to do what you want them to do. But again, that might be by design, and I kind of like that. but it is frustrating at points. But it's a cool game.
Yeah,
So
and it also was not at E3 this year.
it was
so-
not. But anyway, Keeper is really
yeah.
cool. It reminds me of that, and it's interesting. It is indeed on my list. A new Double Fine game is always exciting, regardless of what it is. Even if it's not necessarily for you, it's exciting because they're releasing something new, and you can see the amount of love they put into their games.
Yeah, they're a very unique studio.
Hmm.
And also sort of responsible for Day of the Devs.
Yes.
Which is
yes.
cool.
Was that it, or do you have more?
Well, I mean, I imagine probably the other ones you might bring up.
Well,
So-
no, please do. 'Cause I've got quite a few, so no, please.
Okay, well, 3D Meat Boy?
Yeah.
Oh, what? That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I saw some gameplay of that. IGN posted like 15 minutes, and the player was not the best, but also it's Meat Boy, so I'll give him a pass. It's not going to be easy. But they looked like they were struggling to control the speed of it. And it would be interesting to know if they've played Meat Boy before. I suspect
Yeah,
they
but I
haven't.
also feel like a lot of what was going on with Meat Boy is very specific to 2D. Like,
yes, true.
I can imagine it being a lot harder in 3D.
I don't know, if what I saw of it, it looked actually like it converted really well.
Hmm.
And it's interesting because you've got the exactly the same moveset as you would in Meat Boy, but you also have an extra air dash, so that actually allows you to get a lot more traversal, which is very nice. And the gameplay I saw, they were really underutilizing that. I was like, oh, you died. You really could have saved that. There was so much potential. That's not a Kanara, that's just a message I'm getting on my phone.
Right, okay, that was very confusing to me.
Harry died. I feel so alone.
No, you shouldn't. You just got a message, mate. It's all good. It's fine. Yeah, anyway. There was a lot of times they could have saved themselves and they didn't. But they must have just kept forgetting. But I'll tell you what, like the greatest thing about Meat Boy outside of how it plays is its music. Its music is just its DNA, and unfortunately there was some kind of disagreement where I don't know what the deal is, but like the soundtrack when it was put to modern consoles isn't the same. It's a new soundtrack. It's not a bad soundtrack. It just does not compare to the original in any way. The original is perfect. I'll tell you what, the first level of Meat Boy 3D is really good. It's a really catchy song. So I'm optimistic for the whole soundtrack. Let's go. Please continue. What else? Yeah.
I honestly have forgotten.
I know Consume Me you enjoyed that.
Yeah, but I mean that was not entirely new to me. It was just
okay, fair enough.
interesting to see more of that. I've actually yet to. I'm gonna go back through some of them and wishlist a bunch of things because that's how I usually watch through them once and then go back and be like, oh yeah, this one and this one and this one and what was the other one? Maybe you'll bring it up.
We'll see. Maybe I will. I don't know. Well, first thing, 007 First Light. If you're a fan of the Hitman series, it's very exciting because this is a James Bond game, an origin story by the Hitman devs, and that is very cool. Like, it's a match made in heaven. If you want a new Bond game, they're the ones to do it, and they will do it well. And from what we've seen of it, it looks phenomenal. It will be an awesome game. Like, it just will. Like a new Bond is very exciting. When was the last Bond game? Like, coinciding with, like, Quantum of Solace, maybe?
I think it was like GoldenEye on the DS.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
There's a reference for
Yeah.
a few people.
Yeah, for maybe 10 who watch it. But yeah.
Our friend David made a channel called GoldenEye DS because he wanted GoldenEye to come out on DS. That's his origin story.
I think that's Italian. Yeah, so that's very exciting. The Witcher 4. I need to play The Witcher 3. I know, I'm terrible. But I am cautiously optimistic. They showed it off at like an Epic, by that I mean Epic as in the company, an Epic conference, and they they went to a town, and there was just hundreds of people all reacting to different things. Like you bumped into someone who was carrying apples. They dropped all the apples. They were trying to pick them up. Two other people go to them to help them pick them up. Just like what the? If I know it's the kind of thing where it's a tech demo of sorts, but by all accounts that is part of the game. It's running on a base PS5. It's not a Pro, and that is, they claim, what the final game will contain a lot of, which is insane. Like the amount of detail, and I know it's not something that everyone cares about, and that's fair enough. But it's just the scope and the possibilities that people have spent loads of time cultivating this town and this group of people and given them a world, even if you don't really truly interact with them by talking or whatever. And like that's just really cool to experience. It's something that not enough people do stick around and enjoy. Like what I loved about Spider-Man 2 is going like climbing up on the buildings and being like, oh, you could just see into these people's apartments, and this person's cooking, and then they go over and get like a Hoover out, and they what the hell? Like they've animated these people's lives. Like I love that kind of thing because it's so much work that like 99% of people will miss, and it's so cool. So that was very, very interesting. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is very exciting. It's the year of kart races. There's a lot of kart races coming out this year, and that looks great. Hatsune Miku was revealed to be a character. Joker, Steve from Minecraft is a character and a track. It was leaked that something else is going to be in it.
I saw that.
Perhaps it will be from Nickelodeon. That's all I'll say. But yeah, if you know, you know. You might know this one might have been on your list. Felt That Boxing, which is basically puppets meet Punch Out.
Yeah, I've been sort of like passively seeing that on Twitter for a long time. Like just them developing the tech for that. It is nuts. Like that's all like physics engine stuff. It moves so realistically like a puppet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very cool game. I didn't know what type of game it was going to be, like, because Jeff Keighley did.
Yeah, neither did I, because all I would see is like a GIF of like, oh, here's a puppet like waving their head around and look at the hair moving and stuff.
Yeah, because like
so
Jeff Keighley
to see it actually be a game, it was like, oh.
Yeah, like the first minute and a half didn't show off any of the gameplay, and then it's just like, oh, this is Punch Out. This is cool. Like, there's actually quite a lot of Punch Out clones happening at the moment. There's like I can't remember their names, but I can think of two that have like sort of Cuphead stylish graphics, like hand drawn-ish animation for Punch Out type games. Just like it's just weird that so many of them have just showed up now, all at the same time, and I don't really know what the catalyst for that is, because usually it's like, oh, a big game wins Game of the Year or some award, and loads of people try and make their own version. But that hasn't happened to my knowledge, so it's just sort of occurred all at the same time from multiple people, which is really cool. Mina the Hollower, which is the new game by Yacht Club Games, the people who made Shovel Knight.
Seit Evelyn tot ist, fühle ich mich so einsam. Niemand nimmt mich in den Arm. Niemand liebt mich.
I think it's the same quote as I Feel So Alone.
He stops. It was cutting out a bit, but he was like, "Nobody loves me. Yeah. Nobody loves me."
Yeah, it's the I Feel So Alone quote. I just put it in again, but German. But yeah, Shovel Knight is, you know, their version of. I know it's not Mega Man, but it's like equivalent of Mega Man, like for a new generation. And Mina the Hollow is an equivalent of Link's Awakening, Zelda Link's Awakening, but no, not Link's Awakening.
Well, I would say arguably, yeah. You mean Link
to the Past.
Link to the Past,
yeah. Sorry. But also, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of game. But it looks cool, and it's releasing on October 31st, which is a great idea. I love games that release on Halloween.
Finally have a release date for it.
Yes, for sure.
It's been in development for quite some time now.
Yeah, 3-4 years. It started as a Kickstarter thing.
Yeah.
And I thought when they showed up it was going to be Shovel Knight, because they are releasing a new version of Shovel Knight which has everything from every version and plus a lot more stuff. Yeah, it's called Shovel Knight DX or something. and it's gonna be like, from by all accounts, every single character is playable, and there's gonna be like hundreds of cheats, like cheat code stuff you can do, and
What?
there's
As in, because that's already a thing that exists. They
yes,
have like the
but
fighting thing.
yeah, but like as in like everyone's I thought that not every enemy was playable through every level. Am I wrong in thinking that?
No, yeah, no, you can't do that now.
Yes, I think
There's
that is the case.
four stories.
Yeah. Well, I believe every single one of them is going to be playable in it. They don't all have their own stories,
Interesting.
but they're all playable. I think. But they're like
How can that work?
even versions like the 3DS, like exclusive stuff, will be in this version. Like, so
Mm.
all of them will combine into one ultimate version, which is really cool. But so I thought they were going to reveal that, and then they were like, "Mina's done." Like, okay. This one might have been on your list, but you forgot Lego Party.
Yeah, Lego Party was cool.
Lego Party is
I'm
basically Mario Party.
Yeah.
They have captured the vibe very well, and I'm very intrigued. I'm very
Yeah, the
excited.
mini games as well looked pretty fun. I mean, we didn't
Yeah.
get to see much of them, but
No, but there's 60 mini games.
Yeah.
They looked like Mario Party games. They looked like a mixture of Mario Party, a mixture of Fall Guys, a mixture of Crash Bash. Looked good. I'm sure a mixture of other stuff as well, but yeah, it looks really cool. Stranger Than Heaven is a new series by the team who make Yakuza, set in the... Well, actually, I don't know when it's set. The first trailer was set in the 1910s, I think, and this one was 1940s. So there's multiple time periods, so I don't actually know when it's specifically set, how far through time you actually go in this game. But very intriguing, very exciting. The soundtrack is incredible. So, and I mean, it's always incredible. Whatever they make, each game has a phenomenal soundtrack. But going with like 1910s, 1940s swing jazz, that kind of era, very exciting. Out of Words, which is a 2-player platformer made of crafts. That's
Yeah,
really
look
cool. That looked really fun. There's another. It wasn't revealed this year. There's another game called Feltopia, which is a like 2D like bullet hell kind of game, but made entirely with felt, and it's really cool looking. So that's very exciting. Unbeatable is a rhythm game. They didn't actually show off any gameplay. They just played music at the end of Day of the Devs.
Day of the Devs, yeah.
But there is a demo out right now. If you like rhythm games, I highly recommend it. It's not just a rhythm game, to be clear. It is an RPG. A huge story, awesome style, visual style, really, really cool. Great music, as you'd hope from a rhythm game. But it is its own soundtrack, and also the music that's not used for the actual like rhythm side of things is also really good, which is fantastic. So that's pretty cool. Into the Unwell is rubber hose roguelike, basically. Looked really, really cool. So that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. No Straight Roads 2 was revealed. It was revealed at it was like the Asian gaming conference. And yeah, just really, really cool that there is a sequel to No Straight Roads. No Straight Roads is an awesome 3D rhythm action combat game where knowing the rhythm of the music is helpful, but is not required. I think it's looping. It is looping.
Yes, that feels like the first noise that I heard.
Yes, it is looping. Yes, I'm gonna stop that now. Yes, so yeah, really, really cool game. Really loved it, and I did not expect a sequel, but I'm glad it's getting one because that's very exciting. There's a game called Neverway, which is the pixel artist of Celeste. They're making it, and it's game maker-esque style horror game, like kind of but with stunning pixel art, and I suspect will be scary.
Yeah. It's a little bittersweet though, that one, because no Skytorn.
Yes. But that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll both make
Yeah.
good games that will.
Skytorn? Do you mean Earthblade?
Yeah, what's Skytorn?
I don't know what Skytorn is.
I do mean Earthblade.
Yes. Yeah, no, Earthblade has been cancelled, which was
Yeah.
the It's not a sequel to Celeste, but it's the new game by
Yeah, they
Extremely
went
OK
their
Games.
separate ways.
Yeah.
But I guess we have 2 parents now, so we get 2
Yeah.
Christmases.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, and my final game, I think it's my final game. It is Persona 4 Revival.
Huh?
Persona
What's
4
Persona 4?
Revival. It's oh, I want more Persona. There it is, Persona 4. I love Persona 4. It pulled me out of depression in 2014, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it again. It's gonna be a joy. Persona 4 is great. It's more of that. Yeah. So yeah, I have a big
Well,
list, but it's a lot
I
of cool
still
stuff.
can't remember what my other one was.
Right, cool.
I was very distracted by some strange noises.
Sorry.
Oh, I know what it was. It was the Rayman 3 remake. Oh,
Uh-huh.
wait.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Did you not hear it? There it was. They're out there.
no
I'm gonna go
Rayman
record.
news.
I'm gonna go record it right now. Yeah, the Rayman.
Was there like a sequel to something surprising or something?
I mean, it was Resident Evil. That was.
No,
I
there was
enjoyed.
something neat.
I enjoyed that when they were like, it's the anniversary in February next year, and we're gonna, or no, March next year. We're working on something really cool, but we're not ready to show it just yet. Blink and you'll miss it, but it's coming soon. 20 minutes later, here it is. It's just like awesome. Well done. I appreciate that. It's fun. People are very excited for that. It looks good. I would play it, but I don't like horror. But it does look good. But I don't like horror. But by all accounts, people are very excited for it because it's bringing in characters and themes from some of the side games, which is really nice. And you go back to Raccoon City after the nuke as well, so like that's a huge deal. I don't think they've done that before, so yeah, like people are very excited to see what that entails. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, there's loads of really cool games, and there's loads beyond what we listed. It's just our personal preferences, and I think I'm excited for a lot more than you are. But
well, we'll see. I'll go back and I'll put a bunch on my
yes,
wish list.
Sure, and by all means, feel free to talk about them if there's any you are particularly interested in sharing in the future.
There's also the mystery third game, which I can't remember.
Yes.
That I was excited about.
Yes, that's fair. But yeah, there we go. If you'd like to email in with a question or a story or a topic or a philosophical debate or something, please do at gamingtakesages@gmail.com or in the comments on YouTube and stuff. I don't know if you get notified if there's like a comment left on Spotify or Amazon or something. So if there is and I've not seen it, oops. I don't know if that is the case. But next week, a blank week. Huh. Interesting. And the week after that, Friday, June 27th, Omicron, the Nomad Soul, and Deus Ex. Interesting. Yes. We'll see you then. Next week, there won't be any neighbours in a cave. In theory.
That we know of.
It shouldn't be. Be fun.